What's up, YouTube? This is DEFCON 3 Security coming at you from somewhere here on Spaceship Earth. Oh man, today I am exhausted. I don't know why. It's 6 o'clock in the evening and I just got this wave of sleepiness on me. I wanted to pull off a 30-minute power nap, but thought, you know what, let me push through one video really quick and then I'll take my 30-minute nap and then continue on with my day. If you guys haven't already known that 30-minute naps have been scientifically proven to lower your blood pressure, to be more effective than 2 cups of coffee, to give you more alertness, you name it. If you go over 30 minutes, then you start getting into that really deep sleep, and then when you wake up, you're really groggily and tired. But if you stick within that 18 to 30-minute range, it's just enough to reboot your brain and give you that extra pep you need to make it through the day. So I try to stick within that 30-minute range. Well, changes. There's been some big changes. I do have a topic for the video today. It's called Rent-A-Cops. But let me tell you these changes. So I got a new job. I start Friday. Went for my interview. That seemed to have gone really well. Yesterday was sort of my phone interview. That went really well as well. Naturally, I always tell you to know your worth, know your value. I did negotiate. Got some better terms than they initially offered me. But it's because I have the experience. I have the aptitude. And I certainly want to give them 110%. This new company is extremely professional. They have implemented safety measures to help keep me safer. So that actually feels pretty good. There's definitely room for growth. A lot of ex-veterans, you name it, officers. But I'm glad. You know, I'm a little pre-apprehensive. Whenever you start a new job, there's always that sense of, wow, I hope this is a good decision. But I tend to find myself going up the ladder when it comes to security. I started off here, then I ended up here, and now I'm here. So it's I'm not going backwards, that's for sure. From where I started to where I am now, there's a huge jump. And that's only been 1 year. So I'll sort of let you guys know how it goes as time goes on. I really don't want to reveal what company, nor do I want to reveal any of the details of what we do or how we do it. But I will say that it is a better company. Definitely room for growth. It's day shift, right? I can tell you that much. So I'm really excited to be back on a day shift. In lieu of that nighttime. I think that's why I'm tired right now. It's just because even though I've had a couple days to recuperate, you can't really get used to that night shift, man. It really kills you. And then, you know, I've given my former company a 1-week notice. Well, not yet. I will in a little while. Maybe later tonight. I'll give them a 1-week notice. So I still have to work for them graveyard shift this week. Yeah, it's going to be a tough weekend because I'm starting a new company and working my old company for just that 1-week period. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but I got to do it, right? So I'm going to possibly keep this video short. Yeah, I really should have thought this through some more before I just went on here and threw a video up. So this video is going to be called Rent-A-Cops, right? I know as security, all of us have been called at some point wannabes or, hey bro, you're a rent-a-cop, man, you know, or stay in line. And usually it has to do with 2 things. One, the person feels defeated. You have laid the law down on them and said, hey, this is private property. You need to exit the building. And they'll say, whatever, you wannabe or you rent-a-cop. Or sometimes security guards overstep their boundaries and actually act like cops. And the person will say, bro, you're going way too far, man. You're just a rent-a-cop. What are you doing? Don't overstep your boundaries. Sometimes they may give you the courtesy of just calling you a security guard. Bro, you're just security, so chill out. I've had people I asked to leave the property, and they're like, who are you, man? You're security. And I'm like, well, I'm security, exactly. And now you're on private property. Once you ask somebody to leave, they are essentially on private property. Uh-oh. We got a visitor. We got a visitor. Who's this? Pawing at my feet. All right. I think she's a Siamese cat, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that. She's looking up. All right. So, yeah, here's the deal, guys. As security, guess what? You are not rent-a-cops. You're security. Do you know that before there were security guards, officers actually did our job? When I say officers, I mean police officers. They did our job, and then they did it for side money, or they were retired cops or injured cops, or you name it. They did our job, and then they went back to working in the day and their police jobs, or during the night their police jobs, you name it. So they definitely fulfilled our job. Maybe that's where the term rent-a-cop comes from. But the reality is, all of us, even cops, are rented. What do you think, cops don't get paid by the hour or sometimes by the salary? Of course they do. Are they paid one giant block of money and said, hey, you got to work for us forever? Or do they get paid in intervals? Well, they get paid in intervals. And now let's look at security guards. Do they give us a big chunk of money all at once and say, we're never going to pay you again? No. They pay you in intervals. That means you are rented. They pay you for an hour and you work for an hour. If they don't pay you for 2 hours, then you only give them 1 hour. We are essentially rented. The moment they stop paying us, we stop working, right? Sorry, I got a phone call on here. I'm a little bit distracted. So having said that, when they call you a rent-a-cop, don't get your feelings hurt. I have a few times. I'm like, what do they mean rent-a-cop, dude? I guess they're trying to say that you're a halfway cop. You're not exactly a cop, right? But nobody ever proclaimed to be a cop. I've never said I was a cop. I may resemble one. That's not my mistake. That's yours. If you can't tell by the badge that says security and the patch that says security that I'm a security guard, then you've got other problems. But as long as you don't display yourself as an officer or try to overstep your boundaries, you are a security guard, and you have every reason to be proud to be a security guard. Our job can be just as deadly as an officer's job, and therefore, from this point forward, whenever I see other guards, I give them respect. Yeah, when I was younger, I would look at them and say, man, these guys are a nobody. But now I recognize how detrimental their job is. Think about all those instances when a building's been on fire or there's been explosions in our nation, and you have security guards run in there and try to get people out of the buildings. And, then obviously later on, law enforcement and firefighters come to the scene and try to help out the situation. When there's an active shooter, if there's a security guard on scene, who do you think is going to take the brunt of all the nonsense that goes on? Of course, we will. Who do you think they're going to ask for intel when they get to the scene? Naturally, us. There's more than 1 million security guards in the United States of America. We outnumber officers by a huge margin. Doesn't mean we're better than them, but it also means that we're not below them as well. There's an integral part of what we do to help keep the fabrics of our society together. And we should be commended and not berated, right? So guys, you are not a rent-a-cop. You are a security guard, security officer, whatever you feel better being called. You deserve respect. If you're not getting it, I commend you. I take my hat off to you, and I thank you. You have a worth. Don't forget that. You are extremely worthy. Value your time. Above all, be safe.